Good morrow, King Earl the Undecided. I bring news of your kingdom.
News is always welcome. Good news is even more welcome, Harold.
Then I am most fortunate, my liege, for the news I bring is very good. Everything is well in your kingdom. The villagers are content, the weather is pleasant, and we are at peace with all of our neighboring kingdoms.
Excellent! Nothing pleases a king more than a kingdom that is in peace and content.
Yes, things are quite well for us. However, my lord, one of our neighboring kingdoms is having some trouble.
Trouble, you say? What kind of trouble?
A shortage of food. While we have had bountiful harvest, our neighbor to the west has had a horrible drought. It has turned all of their crops to dust, and the people are starving.
Our neighbor to the west. That's the kingdom of King Thomas the Sneerlip, is it not?
Yes, sire.
King Thomas has not been a good neighbor to us. For starters, he spread rumors about me in the kingdom. Then, he had his people make fun of our people. Then he launched trash over our western border and landed on our homes. And when we complained, he launched cows instead.
Yes, my lord, I live near the western border. I remember it well. Also, there was the time he sent you a beautifully gift-wrapped box for your birthday. But it turned out it was full of rotten cheese.
Cheese! I'd forgotten that. My bedchamber smelled for weeks. No. King Thomas has not been a good neighbor to us.
Yes, my lord. However, due to the drought, King Thomas has asked for our help. I know this would be a difficult decision for you.
I will need the advice of Count Fergus and Lady Tristan in this matter. Please send messengers at once.
King Earl the Undecided must make a decision! Clear the way for the messenger of the king! Get out of the road!
That. Yes! This is exactly the opportunity I've been waiting for. All I have to do is get the king to send a cruel response, and that'll start a war between our two kingdoms. Then I, Count Fergus, will be able to take over. Now let's see. How can I get us to war? I've got it.
Thank you very much. King Thomas is asking for help? Things must really be terrible for his kingdom right now. And if I know Count Fergus the way I think I do, he is probably trying to convince the king to respond with cruelty. I must convince the king to act with kindness.
Make way! Responses to the king from Count Fergus and Lady Tristan! My lord, I bring the responses.
See what Count Fergus has to say.
I'm glad that you chose to seek my advice, Your Majesty. As I see it, there's only one option for you. Refuse to show them the smallest shred of kindness or mercy. Why should you, our beloved king, give up what is rightfully yours? Let me tell you a story of another great ruler and how he handled similar problems. Many years ago, there were two brothers. They were both princes in a very competitive kingdom. Their names were Prince Hector and Prince Gawain. Hector was the older and always picked on his younger brother Gawain.
Hey, loser. What? You looked. That means you really are a loser.
This went on year after year. Hector would leave rotten garbage in Gawain's bed. He would steal food from Gawain's plate when he wasn't looking. And one year, on Gawain's birthday, Hector wrapped up a box of old, smelly fish and gave it to Gawain. Poor Gawain didn't deserve to be treated so. Sometimes he would run into the woods to escape his cruel brother. While in the forest, he vowed to himself that one day he would have his revenge.
I will have my revenge!
And that day finally came. The king had given Prince Hector a task.
I demand blackberries!
He would need to search the forest and bring back some delicious wild blackberries, the king's favorite. The problem was that Hector wasn't familiar with the forest, but Gawain was.
Hey, Gawain, I really need your help. I have to find some blackberries for Dad. You hang out in this forest a lot. can you please draw me a map showing me how to get to a blackberry bush? I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, sure. I've got a map right over here.
Really? That's great.
Here you go.
Oh.
This map will lead you straight to the blackberries.
Oh, thanks.
And your doom.
Wait, what?
The blackberries behind the dune.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Thanks.
See you never.
Wait, what?
What Hector didn't know was the map that Gawain had drawn out wouldn't lead him to blackberries. It wouldn't lead him anywhere. Hector was set out to find the blackberries, but quickly became lost in the woods. He tried following the map, but it just led him in circles, and Prince Hector wandered in the forest for the rest of his life. Gawain had his revenge and lived out his remaining years free of his cruel brother. And that is why we should repay cruelty with cruelty. I say you should refuse to help King Thomas. Let his people starve. They've been nothing but mean to us for years. Let his kingdom weaken and then invade. And while you're gone, you can of course leave me, Count Fergus, in charge.
I shall now hear from Lady Tristan.
This is a very delicate matter for us, my liege. It is true that King Thomas and the people of his kingdom have not been kind to us in the past. However, we are in a position to help, and I believe this is what we should do. I also have a story for the king that I believe will help you make the right choice. Many years ago, there were two brothers. They were both princes in a very competitive kingdom. Their names were Prince Eric and Prince Percival. Eric was older and usually picked on his younger brother Percival.
Hey, Percival.
Yes?
You smell.
Hey.
Eric would tease Percival day after day. Eric would throw food at Percival. He would steal candy from Percival. And one time, he even mailed Percival an old, smelly fish. Percival didn't like being picked on, but he still loved Eric because they were brothers after all. One day, Eric was given a task by the king, their father. He needed to deliver a message to the stable master. The stable master was the one who took care of all the king's horses. This task wasn't hard, but Prince Eric was terrified of horses.
What am I gonna do? I can't go near those horses. They freak me out. But Dad told me to deliver this message.
I'll deliver it.
What?
I'll deliver the message for you. I know that you aren't very fond of horses, so I will help you out and deliver the message for you.
Really? Wow, thanks. But why would you ever be nice to me? I'm never nice to you.
Well, because we're brothers, and I think it's important to show kindness.
And so, Percival showed his brother kindness and delivered the message for him. He could have stood by and forced his brother to suffer his fear of horses, but that wouldn't have been very nice. After that day, because Percival had showed kindness, Eric tried to be nicer to his brother. Your Majesty, if we choose to show kindness to his kingdom by giving them food that they need, this could give our kingdom a friend where we once had an enemy. And even if he continues to be cruel to us, if we are kind, we can still know that we are doing what God wants us to do.
Harold, I will need some time to ponder my decision.
Yes, my lord. Call for me when I am needed.
What decision would you make?
Harold!
Yes, my lord.
I have come to a decision. While King Thomas the Sneerlip has not been a very good neighbor to us, and I know that people in my kingdom would be happy for me to treat him as he has treated us, I don't believe that is what God wants me to do. Therefore, I am going to follow the advice of Lady Tristan in this matter. Please, take down this message.
Yes, my lord.
King Thomas, It saddens me to hear that your kingdom has fallen on such hard times. Please know that we are sending food to you. We hope this helped you in your time of need. Signed, King Earl the Undecided.
A merciful and wise decision, my lord.
Yes, and we should always strive to help people when we can. Please deliver this message at once.
Immediately.
A decision from the court of King Earl the Undecided! Load the wagons with food! Bring the cheese!